Hi, this is Larry with UAV TV. Tonight we're showcasing this P-38 Lightning that we 3D printed on our ANET A8 printers. And it's on the intro. When you clicked on this video, you saw this aircraft taxiing on the ground, taking off and flying. And we love this little airplane. It's just it's a hoot. It's a really nice little airplane. The scale is awesome, but we had a problem. This is the landing gear that we basically had the problem with. We lost 2 screws through vibration, and hopefully tonight we're going to solve that issue, but it caused some damage. And I'm going to take this little camera here and I'm going to attempt to show you exactly what happened as the screws ripped loose when they were the only 2 holding the landing gear in on landing. We had a couple of problems during the landing. The nose wheel here decided it wasn't going to open up as well. The only landing gear that was down during the flight was this one, which stayed pretty much unscathed. It worked really well. But we think we've solved the problem. We think the problem is simply a voltage problem. So we think that these stall if you use anything other than 6 volts. So we're going to sample that, test it, and make sure. And if that's the case, then we've solved that problem for ourselves and for you hopefully as well. But anyway, tonight we're going to also showcase our 3D printed pin. That we had a video on this last week. And we're going to try and fix this P-38 Lightning with this pin tonight. I'm not sure how well it's going to go. You're going to kind of watch as we do it, and hopefully everything will work out real well and this thing will just be great, and we'll be able to put this plane back in the air soon. So we'll put that online as well when we do that. But it's time to heat up the pin. If you remember, you have to give it one good click in the front. That'll get the temperature started heating up, and the pin heats up real quick. So I'll be printing here in no time. What I'm going to try and do is reinforce the landing gear bay, try to replace some of the PLA that was broken off during the crash, and get it back to a flying state again. So we're up to about 130 degrees right now. I'm going to put on my eyes while I do this, because if I don't, I'll have to tear out everything I did and redo it. Anyway, here we go. We're up to temperature now. So we're going to go ahead and see if she's going to... There it goes. It's starting to spit out the PLA. You can see it coming right out the tip there. And we're going to go to work on this Lightning. What I'm going to first do is I'm going to reinforce the areas that have cracked as a result of the crash. And then I'm going to try and build it up from the bottom up. I'm going to have to stop and let it cool a little bit as it comes up. Remember, this is the first time we've tried to do this, so you're seeing it as we're attempting it. And we're going to add quite a bit of PLA to this landing gear bay to see if we can't strengthen it to the point where we feel like it's safe to fly it again. And I've created a pretty solid block of PLA here. And I'm hoping that I can drill a hole in it and put a screw back in it. I'm going to let it cool a little bit because it is quite hot. I'm printing at about 185 degrees right now. I'll show you what I've done so far. I've put in there a hefty glob of PLA that's repaired the portion of the landing gear bay that fell out. We'll drill a hole in that so we can put a screw in it and hopefully strengthen it up. Okay, and at this point I'm going to try and build up a back wall now across the back of the landing gear bay, as we lost ours. This is not going to be pretty. It wasn't pretty to begin with, but it's really not going to be pretty now. So, what I'm after is structural strength. 75 miles an hour. I don't think you're going to be able to see what I'm doing here. And here's what I've done. And I know it doesn't look real pretty, but again, I'm going to work on this a little bit with a soldering iron now and see if I can flatten some of it out, clean it up so that I can get my landing gear back in there without any problems. And it's very strong, very strong. That little pin is it's amazing. It's very strong. It's actually stronger than this side. You see how that bounces up? I may put a little PLA over in there, but this one does not do that. It's very strong. I'm still very impressed with this pin. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get my soldering iron and see if I can't clean this up a little bit, and I'll be right back. I'm trying the soldering iron now just to see if I can smooth out this patch that I've made just to make it look a little bit better. I'm really happy with the strength of it, and it's quite impressive what the pin's been able to accomplish here. And as you can see, this is kind of feathering it in a little bit, making it not as ugly as it was. Hoping it'll work. I don't get crazy and weaken it or do something that I'm not expecting, but it's seeming to me to be doing just a fantastic job. Combination between the pin and the soldering iron. Just make it look 10 times better than it did. So let's see if we can get this landing gear down in here. The answer is yes. That's awesome. But I'm going to tell you, I'm very impressed with that pen. As this continues to cool, it's thinned out a little bit, so it's a little more flexible, but I was able to rebuild this whole piece with it and then shape it up with this soldering iron right here. That's two. And I'm going to tell you what, that landing gear is in there. Well, as you can see, they go down really good, or up as the case may be. But our front steering landing gear is stalling. We'll have to work on that, but we did fix the landing gear that we tried to fix. So hopefully we'll get this front landing gear sorted out and we'll get this plane in the air. We hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications of new upcoming releases. If you did not enjoy the video, hit the thumbs down. Either way, leave a comment for some feedback to help us make better content. Thanks a lot for watching.